Take a nostalgic ride back to Hazzard County as we remember 23 beloved actors from the Dukes of Hazzard who have since passed away. From iconic heroes to unforgettable villains, these stars brought charm, action, and humor to one of television's most cherished series. In this tribute, we look at the lives they led both on and off the screen, including how they rose to fame, their memorable roles, and the legacies they left behind. Whether you're a lifelong fan or new to the show, this is a heartfelt journey through the golden era of American TV and the talented souls who made it legendary. Denver Pyle portrayed Uncle Jesse in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 59 years old. Uncle Jesse is the moral backbone of the Duke family, a kind, weathered patriarch with a deep love for family, faith, and the land of Hazzard County. Once a moonshiner who ran from the law, Jesse eventually turned to farming, raising Bo, Luke, and Daisy with strict but loving guidance. Wearing his signature overalls and long white beard, Jesse stood against corruption, especially from Boss Hogg, and always encouraged his family to do what was right, even when it meant bending the law. His wisdom, integrity, and quiet strength gave the show a grounding presence amidst its wild stunts and comedy. In real life, Denver Pyle was a beloved character actor known for roles in the Andy Griffith Show, Bonanza, and Gunsmoke. Off-screen, he found success in oil investments and philanthropy. He passed away on December 25, 1997 in Burbank, California, from lung cancer. He was 77 years old. Sorel Book portrayed Jefferson Davis, Boss Hogg, in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 49 years old. Boss Hogg is the comically corrupt county commissioner of Hazzard County, forever scheming to get rich or lock up the Duke boys. Dressed head to toe in white, chomping on cigars and riding in a Cadillac with bullhorns, Hogg is greedy, conniving, and wildly over the top, yet somehow oddly lovable. His constant clashes with Bo and Luke, and bumbling partnership with Sheriff Rosco, brought energy and humor to every episode. Despite his villainy, Boss Hogg was rarely cruel, often backing down when things got too serious. Sorel Book, who brought him to life with cartoonish flair and impeccable timing, was a Yale graduate, fluent in multiple languages, and a respected Broadway and film actor. Outside the show, he voiced characters in cartoons and appeared in dramas and comedies alike. He passed away on February 11, 1994, in Sherman Oaks, California, from colorectal cancer. He was 64 years old. James Best portrayed Sheriff Rosco P. Coltrane in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 53 years old. Sheriff Rosco is the bumbling, squeaky-voiced lawman of Hazzard County, loyal to Boss Hogg, yet hopelessly incompetent. With his exaggerated, cackling laugh, clumsy car chases, and relentless, but mostly harmless pursuit of the Duke boys, Rosco became one of the show's most beloved comedic figures. A former tough cop turned cartoonish foil, Roscoe's exaggerated antics added heart and hilarity to every episode. In real life, James Best had a rich acting career spanning film and television, with credits in The Twilight Zone, Gunsmoke, and Have Gun, Will Travel. He was also a college professor, writer, and painter, and trained actors such as Quentin Tarantino and Burt Reynolds. Known for his warmth off-screen, Best continued performing until his final years. He passed away on April 6, 2015, in Hickory, North Carolina, due to complications from pneumonia. He was 88 years old. Waylon Jennings served as the balladeer in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 42 years old. The balladeer is the unseen narrator of the series, guiding viewers through the mayhem of Hazzard County with a warm, knowing voice full of country wit and charm. More than just a narrator, he sets the tone, drops humorous commentary, and provides transitions that became part of the show's identity. Jennings also performed the show's famous theme song, Good Old Boys, which became a country music hit and a cultural anthem. Waylon Jennings was a towering figure in American music, a pioneer of the outlaw country movement alongside Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash. Known for hits like Luckenbach, Texas, and Are You Sure Hank Done It This Way, he challenged the Nashville system and blazed his own trail. After years of drug use and health struggles, Jennings lost his left foot to diabetes complications. He died on February 13, 2002 in Chandler, Arizona. He was 64 years old. Christopher Mayer portrayed Vance Duke in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1982, when he was 28 years old. Vance Duke is one of the lesser-known cousins in the Duke family, introduced during a contract dispute that temporarily removed Bo and Luke from the show. Alongside his cousin Coy, Vance filled in for the iconic duo, continuing the tradition of outwitting Boss Hogg and Roscoe while driving the General Lee. Though his run was brief, Vance maintained the show's adventurous spirit and Southern charm. In real life, Christopher Mayer, born George Charles Mayer III, worked steadily in television throughout the 1980s and 1990s, including roles in Santa Barbara, Silk Stockings, and L.A. Law. He was once married to actress Eileen Davidson. Though he never quite matched his Duke's fame, Mayer remained active in acting and personal ventures. He passed away unexpectedly on July 24, 2011, in Sherman Oaks, California, from natural causes. He was only 57 years old. Peggy Ria portrayed Lulu Hogg in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when she was 58 years old. Lulu Hogg, the strong-willed and sassy wife of Boss Hogg, brought a bold female presence to Hazzard County. Larger than life and unafraid to put her husband in his place, Lulu often clashed with JD's schemes, especially when they crossed moral lines. Her fierce loyalty to her family and her love of fine living added depth to the show's world. Lulu also provided a rare glimpse of Boss Hogg's vulnerable side, showing there was love behind the bluster. Peggy Ria had a prolific career in television, known for matronly roles in The Waltons, Step by Step, and Grace Under Fire. She specialized in playing warm, tough, often humorous older women. Off-screen, Ria was known for her generosity and charm in the industry. She passed away on February 5, 2011, in Los Angeles, California, from congestive heart failure. She was 89 years old. Parley Bear portrayed Doc Appleby in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1981, when he was 67 years old. Doc Appleby is Hazzard County's longtime physician, wise, calm, and well-respected in the community. With his kindly manner and old-fashioned approach to medicine, he provided a steady presence when chaos struck. Though a supporting role, Doc Appleby reinforced the show's sense of small-town familiarity and tradition. Parley Bear was a prolific character actor, known for his distinct voice and warm screen presence. He famously voiced Chester on the radio version of Gunsmoke and acted in classics like The Andy Griffith Show, The Addams Family, and Perry Mason. Bear continued working late into his life and remained active in both radio and television. He passed away on November 22, 2002, in Los Angeles, California, from complications following a stroke. He was 88 years old. Nedra Vols portrayed Ms. Emma Tisdale in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1980, when she was 72 years old. Ms. Tisdale is the feisty, sharp-tongued postmistress of Hazzard County, known for her gossiping spirit and unshakable independence. Despite her elderly appearance and kind grandmotherly demeanor, she's full of grit and never hesitates to speak her mind, whether to Boss Hogg, the Duke boys, or anyone else in town. Her moments of comic relief and wisdom made her a charming part of the show's ensemble. In real life, Nedra Vols became a late-in-life television favorite, often playing eccentric, lovable old ladies in Different Strokes, Small Wonder, and The Fall Guy. Starting in vaudeville as a child performer, she worked steadily through the 1980s, even appearing in commercials. She passed away on January 20, 2003, in Mesa, Arizona, from complications of Alzheimer's disease. She was 94 years old. Sam Melville portrayed Rick in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1980. When he was 47 years old, Rick was a guest character appearing in the 1980 episode Treasure of Hazzard. As with many visitors to Hazzard County, he became entangled in one of the Duke family's adventures involving hidden loot, danger, and deception. Though his role was limited, Sam Melville's rugged presence added tension and action to the episode. Melville was best known for playing Officer Mike Danko in The Rookies and for his recurring role as Digger Barnes in Dallas. He was also featured in classic shows like Gunsmoke, Mission Impossible, and Hawaii Five-0. Known for his strong features and reliable performances, Melville had a solid career in both TV and film before his life was tragically cut short. He died suddenly of heart failure on March 9, 1989, in Los Angeles, California. He was only 52 years old. Don Pedro Kie portrayed Sheriff Ed Little in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1981, when he was 43 years old. Sheriff Ed Little, a rare outside lawman in Hazzard County, is cool-headed, no-nonsense, and professional. A stark contrast to the cartoonish Rosco. Often seen investigating cases that go beyond the local level, Sheriff Little added moments of seriousness and justice to the series. His interactions with the Dukes showed mutual respect, marking him as one of the fairer figures of authority on the show. Don Pedro Kie brought charisma and quiet strength to the role. In real life, Kie was a character actor recognized for roles in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, THX 1138, and Daniel Boone. Known for his deep voice and commanding screen presence, he also appeared in Night Gallery and The Bionic Woman. He passed away on October 11, 2017, in Klamath Falls, Oregon, from cancer. He was 79 years old. Bob Hastings portrayed Barnes in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 54 years old. Barnes was a minor but memorable character in the early episodes of The Dukes of Hazzard, often involved in law enforcement or background administrative roles. Though not central to the main storylines, his appearances helped build the world of Hazzard County, adding to the realism of the town's institutions. Bob Hastings had a lengthy and diverse acting career, best known for playing Lieutenant Elroy Carpenter on McHale's Navy, and for his extensive voice work, particularly as Commissioner Gordon in Batman, the animated series. He also guest starred on numerous TV shows, including All in the Family, The Munsters, and General Hospital. Off-screen, he was known for his warmth and professionalism. He passed away on June 30, 2014, in Burbank, California, from prostate cancer. He was 89 years old. William Smith portrayed Jason Steele in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1981, when he was 48 years old. Jason Steele was introduced in the episode The Great Hazzard Hijack, playing a tough, no-nonsense character involved in a high-stakes hijacking scheme. A formidable adversary, Steele stood out with his intimidating presence and physicality, challenging the Dukes in one of their more action-driven episodes. William Smith, known for his muscular build and menacing on-screen energy, was one of Hollywood's iconic tough guys. He starred in Rich Man, Poor Man, Conan the Barbarian, and Any Which Way You Can, and had over 300 credits across film and TV. A real-life athlete, he was also a decorated Air Force veteran and fluent in Russian. Smith's presence made him a fixture in action and biker films throughout the 70s and 80s. He passed away on July 5, 2021 in Los Angeles, California. He was 88 years old. Dennis Berkeley portrayed Bubba in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1980, when he was 34 years old. Bubba appeared in the episode The Ghost of General Lee as one of the roughneck characters who added to the episode's dramatic tension. Known for his burly stature, scruffy beard, and southern drawl, Bubba brought gritty realism to the series' gallery of Hazzard villains and locals. Dennis Berkeley made a career out of playing similar roles, big-hearted rednecks, truckers, and bikers, in TV series like Sanford, Hill Street Blues, and King of the Hill, where he voiced Principal Moss. In real life, he was known for his kind nature and occasional writing efforts, including a film script. He died on July 14, 2013, in Los Angeles, California, from a heart attack in his sleep. He was 67 years old. Richard Maul portrayed Milo Beaudry in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1983, when he was 40 years old. Milo Beaudry is a tough and imposing character introduced in the episode Big Brother's Duke. As a hired goon involved in shady dealings, Milo posed a genuine threat to the Duke boys, using brute strength and intimidation. With his towering frame and deep voice, he left a memorable mark despite appearing in only one episode. Richard Maul was best known for his role as Bull Shannon, the lovable bailiff on Night Court. Standing at 6 feet 8 inches with a bald head and booming presence, he became a favorite in both comedy and horror roles, lending his voice to animated series such as Batman, the animated series as Two-Face. He continued acting in film and TV well into the 2000s. Richard Maul passed away on October 26, 2023 at his home in Big Bear Lake, California. He was 80 years old. R.G. Armstrong portrayed Calloway in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 62 years old. Calloway appeared in the series pilot episode One-Armed Bandits as a corrupt political figure, helping set the tone for the ongoing battle between the Dukes and crooked county officials. Gruff and commanding, Calloway symbolized the kind of authority the Dukes continually resisted. R.G. Armstrong was a veteran character actor, famed for his intense presence in westerns and dramas. A frequent collaborator of Sam Peckinpah, he appeared in films like Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid and Predator, as well as dozens of TV shows including Gunsmoke, The Twilight Zone, and Dallas. Known for playing fire and brimstone preachers or hardened villains, Armstrong brought depth to even the smallest roles. He passed away on July 27, 2012, in Studio City, California, from natural causes. He was 95 years old. L.Q. Jones portrayed Morton in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1979, when he was 52 years old. Morton appears in the episode Repo Men, playing a slick and manipulative character involved in a shady repossession scheme. Morton's arrogance and underhanded ways quickly put him at odds with the Dukes, making him one of the early antagonists outside of Boss Hogg's usual circle. L.Q. Jones was a staple of rugged westerns and action films, known for roles in The Wild Bunch, Ride the High Country, and Hang 'em High. A frequent collaborator with director Sam Peckinpah, he also wrote and directed the acclaimed sci-fi cult film A Boy and His Dog, 1975. Jones's career spanned 6 decades, marked by his distinctive drawl and scrappy screen presence. He passed away peacefully on July 9, 2022, in Los Angeles, California. He was 94 years old. Charles Napier portrayed Digger in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1981, when he was 45 years old. Digger was a rough-edged character appearing in The Hazzardville Horror, an episode filled with mystery and suspense. With his signature growl and menacing stare, Digger was the kind of troublemaker who clashed quickly with the Duke boys. Charles Napier made a career out of playing intimidating authority figures and villains, thanks to his chiseled jaw and booming voice. He appeared in Rambo, First Blood Part 2, The Blues Brothers, Philadelphia, and as the voice of Duke Phillips in The Critic. A favorite of director Jonathan Demme, Napier was both tough and versatile. He passed away on October 5, 2011 in Bakersfield, California, from complications after surgery. He was 75 years old. Doris Dowling portrayed Jenny in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1980, when she was 60 years old. Jenny appeared in the episode Arrest Jesse Duke, playing a character caught in the legal web that traps Uncle Jesse, adding emotional depth to the story. Elegant and composed, Jenny brought a mature and sympathetic energy to the episode. Doris Dowling began her film career in the 1940s, appearing in film noir classics like The Lost Weekend and Orson Welles' Othello. She also worked extensively in Italian cinema before returning to American television, where she took on guest roles in shows like Perry Mason and The Andy Griffith Show. Known for her grace and dramatic presence, Dowling acted well into her later years. She passed away on June 18, 2004 in Los Angeles, California, from natural causes. She was 81 years old. Paul L. Smith portrayed Hobie in The Dukes of Hazzard, 1981, when he was 52 years old. Hobie appears in the episode The Dukes in Hollywood, where he plays a thuggish enforcer working for crooked producers trying to sabotage the Dukes' film debut. Towering and gruff, Hobie brings a rough edge to the story. But his brutish tactics are no match for the Duke family's smarts and teamwork. Smith's performance added a dose of danger and physical comedy to the episode. In real life, Paul L. Smith was known for his commanding presence, often playing villains or heavy-hitting roles, including Bluto in Popeye, 1980, and the sadistic guard Hamadou in Midnight Express, 1978. A Florida native and graduate of Florida State University, he served in the Israeli army and later became a naturalized Israeli citizen. He continued acting throughout the 1980s and 1990s before retiring. Paul L. Smith passed away on March 3, 2006, at the age of 77, from cancer. Brian James appeared as Captain Slater in The Dukes of Hazzard in 1982 at the age of 37. In the episode Undercover Dukes, Captain Slater is a law enforcement officer embroiled in a DEA operation, working alongside federal agents and causing friction with local authorities. Stern, authoritative, and methodical, Slater represents the bureaucratic rigidity that contrasts with the Duke family's down-home ingenuity. Brian James was a prolific character actor, best known for his role as the replicant Leon in Blade Runner, 1982. He had a wide-ranging career in science fiction and action films throughout the 80s and 90s, appearing in over 100 films. Off-screen, he was known for his professionalism and dedication to his craft. Tragically, Brian James died of a heart attack on August 7, 1999, at the age of 54, cutting short a vibrant and diverse acting career. Ernie Lively played Longstreet B. Davenport in the very first season of The Dukes of Hazzard in 1979, when he was 32 years old. Longstreet is a sharp-witted and opportunistic businessman who crosses paths with the Dukes during their various misadventures. His character reflects the kind of sly, small-town schemer who often finds himself at odds with the moral compass of the Duke clan. Ernie Lively, born Ernest Wilson Brown Jr., was a seasoned television actor who appeared in dozens of popular shows, including The X-Files, Murder, She Wrote, and The West Wing. He was also the father of actress Blake Lively and part of a family deeply embedded in Hollywood. Beyond acting, he was a respected acting coach. Ernie Lively passed away on June 3, 2021, at the age of 74 due to cardiac complications. Who's your favorite character from The Dukes of Hazzard? It's always tough to say goodbye to beloved cast members who are no longer with us. How does that make you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you're enjoying our content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. We appreciate having you in our community.